So everyone has an opinion on Britney Spears. I'm sure you guys all saw what happened yesterday. Talk about a courtroom bombshell. As I'm sure many of you heard, Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted almost half an hour. Appearing via Zoom, she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of the conservatorship without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good. Here is just some of what Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought maybe I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
Wow. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. Listen.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding. His legal team released this statement saying, quote, he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. So there's a lot to take in here, a lot to unpack. But what are your thoughts about finally hearing Britney Spears' truth? And I just want to say, like, heartbreaking, right? Heartbreaking to really understand. You can hear the angst in her voice, but what a juxtaposition from the Britney that we see on Instagram that seems, you know, a lot of people, not clinicians here, would say that she just seems a little bit off on her Instagram. Here, she seemed seemed very clear, very concise, very authoritative. What did you think, Tori?
Man, I thought it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad. It's really, really bad. When you're talking about having an IUD, if you guys don't know what that is, it's to prevent, it's birth control, and it has to be inserted inside the woman. Sorry to be graphic, but it's so invasive to have that sterilization basically put on you. I think she has a super case. I think she's not going to not be able to be evaluated. She wants to be able to be considered without a conservator, without evaluation. That's never in a million years going to happen. But she certainly got her voice heard for the first time. And my favorite part is when she said, they need to be reminded, my family. I put the roof over their head. They work for me. I want my own money, and I want it now.
Yeah, before you respond, Al, because I can see you about to jump in, but you just brought up money. He makes, according to those documents, $16,000 a month, Jamie Spears, as her conservator. She's been given an $8,000 a month allowance.
$2 grand a week.
He's making double the amount of her money being her conservator.
I just, you know, there are just so many things to unpack here. I mean, starting with the IUD, it seems like that's less about her being able to reproduce, but more about her not having any more kids that can have a claim to the stake of her fortune. It seems like everything here that should be related to loving your daughter is coming down to dollars and cents, and it seems like it has for a long time. I'm not a lawyer. We have one coming on, but I am a lawyer of common sense. I would hope so. And I think there's a lot of Americans that suffer worse from mental health that don't have a conservatorship. She sounded eloquent. She sounded concise, Jeff.
Coherent.
She was articulate and coherent in how she felt and how she wanted things to proceed. And I could not see a court saying that this is a person that's not capable of taking care of themselves, with maybe some help, but not somebody with complete control over their life, including their reproductive system.
Well, if you're basing it off of this statement, maybe, right? But you don't get put on lithium for no reason. You don't get put in a conservatorship where you're not allowed to have children for no reason. You don't. Listen, she did misspoke and she called her IUD an ID. I don't know if she just misspoke or she didn't know the difference. I don't know. I don't know where she's coming from. I think Britney is under control. That's out of her control, right?
It's extreme.
It's extreme. But all these things stem from some sort of reason. This isn't just all made up for no reason. She needs to be in a conservatorship. I want to stress the point that she is never, ever going to be out of the conservatorship without being evaluated.
That's what she wants.
That's not going to happen.
Correct.
But someone needs to look after her finances clearly.
Well, let's bring in our attorney here, our legal expert, veteran trial lawyer, Mark Eiglarsh, and friend of the show. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on DBL. So, Mark, heartbreaking to hear this. I know that a lot of emotion is in play. Maybe that's not, according to you, maybe that doesn't matter to the judge, but let's start with what Britney asked the court for. What are the chances that the judge will end the conservatorship without Britney being evaluated?
Almost zero. In fact, her chances of ending the conservatorship and freeing Britney in this round is about equal to my chance of finally playing in the NBA. And just so we're clear, in spite of my youthful appearance, I'm 53, I'm 5'8" on a good day, and I can't pass or dribble the ball. So the reason why is because you don't get something unless you ask for it. The petition in front of this judge is not to end this hold on her, but just to swap out her dad for someone else. You don't walk into McDonald's and expect a filet mignon. It's not on the menu.
I don't know, Mark. I know you're the expert here, but will the emotions play in at all? Will the judge sit back and say, wow, I see a very angry, distraught person, whether it's a new conservator or not? Will that play in her emotional side? Because we've never heard that side before.
Well, of course. I mean, judges are not robots. They're also not immune to the folks outside the courtroom, the big movement, the pitchforks. Judges feel all that, right? But the judges have to follow the law. And in front of the judge is a petition for a very specific legal request. And the judge will make a decision on whether her father should be swapped out or not. And there's precedent too. So the issue then becomes not how she feels necessarily about her dad, but has he acted in her best interest? Has her finances increased? How she's doing financially will become the key centerpiece of what the judge decides.
I know what you're saying, Mark. It's Tori here, but I also think she wanted to get her voice heard. It doesn't matter legally. She got it out there. So in that sense, I think that was helpful. I wanted to ask you this.
Yes.
She described some of the ways of being treated. To me, I'm not an attorney. It sounded criminal, okay? Like having an IUD, as we said, invasively against her will, put inside of her body. Does that matter in court? Is that legal?
The answer is it is, because someone deemed that she cannot make these decisions for herself. Someone has exclusive control over her personal decisions, and separately, someone else has control over her finances. So the answer is yes, someone can do that. But I've got to add some fuel to all of your fire, okay? I want you to picture someone who has severe dementia. Picture someone who has a stroke, a massive stroke. Picture someone who's in a coma. That's who gets this type of treatment.
Right.
That's who gets this legal conservatorship over them. Not someone who can speak, write, go on world tours, produce albums, all the things that she's doing. It's absurd.
Wow.
Mark, in your opinion, after saying that,
that's coming from an attorney.
Right. Do you believe at all that she will 100% be out of a conservatorship at some point?
Well, first, I'm talking like a lawyer, first, she has to ask for it. It has to be in a petition. That's not what they're arguing today. So that's number one. Someone has to petition the court to do that. Secondly, yes, I believe so. But here's the thing. We don't know what we don't know. You alluded to it earlier. They don't put someone on lithium generally for nothing. And we know that in 2008, she wasn't in a good place. And she has tried to petition the court over the years and has not prevailed. So the question is, what don't we know? Still, though, in the worst case scenario, I'm not sure if it continues to justify the control over her life that they've shown.
Wow. I'm so glad that we got the clarification from you, Mark. Honestly, I wish that you could be a part of our panel more often. We adore you. Thank you for joining us here on DVL. For more information on Mark, go to speaktomark.com. He's also got a fantastic book, one of my faves, on happiness called Be Happy by Choice. You can get it wherever books are sold. Again, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, brother.
We'll be
My
right
pleasure.
back.
Love you guys.
Love
Take care.
ya.